Good morning everybody and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. And today I come to you from another special and awesome location up here at Port Stephens. I come to you from Berrubi Point, which is at the northern end of Stockton Beach, a beach which goes on for 34 kilometres and joins Newcastle. So if you walk 34 kilometres down that way, you'll be in Newcastle. As you can see behind me here, there are these magnificent natural sand dunes which just extend for kilometres, and it's an absolute beautiful location. I'll just go for a bit of a walk and talk. So what I want to talk to you about today is another topic which is near and dear to my heart, and it's on choices. And I often hear people say, well, I've got no choice. But the fact is, everything that we have in our life is based on a choice. We have a free choice to do anything and everything. But people will tell you, no, it's not a full free choice, I'm forced to do it. You're forced to do nothing. You can choose. As long as you're aware that your choice also carries both direct and indirect, both positive and negative consequences, which you need to weigh up. I worked for many years in the accounting field, and I worked on a number of very, very big bid teams, putting together tenders for huge outsourcing deals. We're talking about billion-dollar deals. And within those projects, there were a number of risks that needed to be costed or taken into consideration. A lot of people are bad at managing risk or assessing risk. Just because there's a risk of something happening doesn't mean it's going to happen. This is where most people get it wrong and are paralyzed in fear. Yes, there is a risk of things going wrong. And when I was at IBM, I learnt of Murphy's Law, which says, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. But the important thing is when you're working on projects and when you're costing things, not to go over the top and cost in every single bloody risk and price yourself out of a deal. Risk management is all about assessing the risk, identifying what the risks are, then putting together a risk abatement plan. If this happens, what are we going to do to manage the risk? So there are risks that can happen, and the other thing you need to assess is what is the chance of that risk occurring? If there's a 5% chance of something happening, or a 10% chance, or a 0% chance, or a 100% chance, then you need to factor in that percentage chance of it happening. If it's a 100% chance, then it's not a risk, it's a cost. If it's an 80% chance, it's a cost, just cost it in. But if it's a 5% chance, an odd chance of it happening, then price in the contingency at 5% of what the potential cost could be. Don't price the whole thing in, because that'd be stupid. Not all the things that we worry about end up occurring in our lives. There are a number of things that can happen, but not everything happens. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but most of the time it's just business as usual. So the lesson the lesson for children, the lesson for the people that we mentor, the lesson for our families is you have a free choice on whatever you do in your life. I chose to come out here today, even though if you look on the horizon, there are clouds everywhere, big clouds. It was raining before I got here. There was a risk that I would get wet. But I assessed that risk and I said, it's worth going for it because I've got a window of opportunity now where I'm not going to get wet. And if I get wet, then so what? So bloody what if I get wet? I'll just go back to the car, change and go home. I'm not going to die. We need to understand that some people overreact to risks and fears. This overreaction creates a paranoia and freezes them so that they can't take action and they can't enjoy their lives. My advice is free yourself up from your fears. Just get on and do it. And if it's a mistake, it's an opportunity to learn. You're not going to die. If it's if you make a mistake, if you make an error, doesn't matter. Don't overthink it. Don't over worry it. But the other thing I've learned also is that there comes a certain age where psychologists say that the brain fully develops and is able to assess the consequences of risks. People under the age of 30, it is said that they are not good at assessing consequences and may need help. They say that by the age of 30, your brain has fully developed and is able to assess risks and consequences, and you're best at that age and beyond to be able to then manage your affairs. But it's good to be a risk taker. You know, to be risk averse is boring. Look at this. I came out here. Check out that rainbow. Can you see that rainbow in the background there? I've got a rainbow happening behind me. Once again, a message to say there is hope. Don't give up. Enjoy yourself. Take risks. So once again, in summary, what I was saying before is everything is a choice. You have a choice. But with that choice comes both direct and indirect consequences, big and small consequences. Things aren't always as bad as what you may think they are. But with those risks that you take, there are also rewards, massive rewards, but there are also punishments. But those punishments you can see as being just learning opportunities. So, once again, let's not get paralyzed with our fears. Let's not overthink the consequences. Let's not get hung up on making mistakes, because at the end of the day, we're here to live, we're here to grow, and we're here to develop. If you're not making mistakes, then you're not growing. You know, if you live too safely, then you're not going to do anything. So I'll finish up now and remind ourselves of this beautiful affirmation that we are well, we are alive, and we feel great. Make the most of your day. Assess the risks, but don't overthink them. And welcome problems into your life, because through problems, we grow and develop. Take care, have a great day, and we'll chat again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Signing off from James here at Jimmy's Beach. Not Jimmy's Beach, what am I talking about? From Stockton Beach. But I may come to you from Jimmy's Beach another time. Take care. All the best. Gata pume. Yasas.